All right, I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rahah, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Lakama coming to you with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. I came across this article, man. Is It says Iran fires back at White House over claims it has been violating nuclear deal for years. And Iran, they responded with a tweet saying seriously, you know, and it says Iran says it has breached nuclear deal stockpile limit. I'm not gonna read the whole article. I'm gonna read some of it, then I'm gonna play this little clip right here. It says Iran fired back at claims by the White House that the regime has been violating the 2015 nuclear accord for years with a terse one-word response tweeting seriously. Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif issued the short statement after the White House said there is little doubt that even before the deal's existence, Iran was violating its terms. President Trump told reporters in the Oval Office on Monday that Iran is playing with fire as it threatened to pursue weapons-grade uranium as soon as July 7th. Salakia. Early in the day, the semi-official Fars news agency in Iran cited an unnamed source as saying that UN inspectors had recently weighed Iran's stockpile of low-enriched uranium. According to the report, Iran's stockpile of low-enriched uranium was greater than the 660-pound limit set by the nuclear deal. The Trump administration withdrew the U.S. from the deal more than a year ago. In a written statement Monday, the White House said the development should have been foreseeable to the Obama administration even before the deal's existence. It says the Iranian regime took action today to increase its uranium enrichment. The White House said in the statement it was a mistake under the Iran nuclear deal to allow Iran to enrich uranium at any level. There is little doubt that even before the deal's existence, Iran was violating its terms. The White House also pledged to continue to exert maximum pressure on the regime in a bid to ensure that the country never obtains nuclear weapons, even as it worked to undo what it called the mistake of the previous administration, and which is the Obama administration, I guess. But I'm going to go back to the top and play this little clip. I will leave the link in the description, so whoever want to go back and read the whole article, they can. But I'm going to play this little clip, then I'm going to get into a few scriptures after the clip.
Amazon Prime Day is July 15th and 16th. It's a
Ads. Salakia for the ads.
two-day parade of epic deals. From electronics to fashion to home and kitchen and so much more. Prime Day, July 15th through the 16th.
I hate this shit out of here.
No message to Iran. They know what they're doing. They know what they're playing with, and I think they're playing with fire. So no message to Iran whatsoever.
Playing with fire, President Trump issuing a strong warning to Iran after the country announced that it has exceeded the limit of enriched uranium set during the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. So what happens next? Joining me now to discuss is Defense Priorities Fellow John Dale Grover. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get to the White House statement immediately, though, because I want you to respond to this. This is what they had to say, part of it in terms of Iran breaching the uranium limit, saying maximum pressure on the Iranian regime will continue until its leaders alter their course of action. The regime must end its nuclear ambitions and its malign behavior. And it seems like they are doing anything but.
Well, the problem is that I would very much like to quote the Brits here and say, keep calm and carry on. But the thing is, you have to think about this from every single angle. So, of course, we look at this and we see all of the activity that Iran is doing, and we get very concerned. But from Iran's perspective, we announced that we could send up to 120,000 troops over there, and that looks like exactly the run-up to the Iraq war. And from their perspective, they're under a lot of economic pressure with no way out. And my concern is that essentially what we're doing is giving fuel to the hardliners to convince Iran to eventually do a sprint for the bomb.
So what are you saying that we should do?
Well, I think that what we should do is we should immediately return to the negotiating table without preconditions. Now, our main objective here that I don't think we should lose sight of is preventing Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. The president said that in his interview with Tucker Carlson, and I think that he's right. We should prevent that. But there's a way in which you do that, and you do that by talking to them and making sure that they don't think that they are going to be utterly destroyed. If they think that their choice is run for a nuclear bomb and maybe survive versus actually get attacked by us.
Yeah. The president has a couple issues with the Iran deal itself. When you say go back to the negotiation table with no preconditions, as you said, the president agreed to that. But are you saying that we need to go back and renegotiate the Iran nuclear deal from 2015 as it is now? Because the president has said no further uranium enrichment, no sunset clauses at 10 and 15 years. Also, we need to do something about the centrifuges and that development as well, and something about the missiles that wasn't even included in 2015.
I think that's going to be a very hard sell, but I think that he has to try. Again, the president said when he was talking to Tucker, and he's made many different statements saying essentially that he's anti-war. He doesn't actually, want to have a fight here, and he understands that that is not in America's interest. And we should look that Iran has made it very clear that they've been signaling. They said we are going to violate the terms of the Iran deal, but they warned us about it ahead of time, and they only did it enough to power a conventional power plant. That's 3.7% enrichment.
Right. At the same time, though, they were able to increase the amount, which was what they were allowed 660 pounds, and now they're at 661. Here is what the foreign minister of Iran has to say in terms of, as you're saying, we should negotiate with them. This doesn't sound like they're willing to do that. He says Iran will never yield to pressure from the United States. Iran has always resisted pressure and has responded with respect when respected.
Well, if you look at the history of Iran, they certainly do resist pressure. I mean, even Iraq in the run-up to the war that we had with them in the 1990s, they let 100,000 of their own people die as a result of sanctions before, and they didn't even end up caving. And so we have to recognize nationalism is a potent force. I mean, that goes for everyone. And they are not making that sprint to the bomb yet. And we need to watch out for that. We need to prevent that, because if they start going to 20% enrichment, then that means they're having the amount of time to get to 90%, which is what they need to get a bomb. But they're not there yet. So they're signaling their displeasure, and we need to recognize there is an argument going on in Iran right now. There are the hardliners, and there are the people who still want to try to find a way out of this, and we should talk to the people who want to find a way out of this.
Yeah, we also need some help from some other countries as well when it comes to negotiating. And you're right, between 20% and 90%, they can reach that very quickly. John Dale Grover, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, have a good day.
Yeah, man. So basically, Iran saying, to hell with the to hell with the United States, man. They're gonna keep going with their uranium enrichment program. You know what I'm saying? The limit was 660 pounds, but like the lady said, man, they didn't reach 1 pound over. So they didn't exceeded the deal, man. Like probably about a week ago, Iran said they ready for war. You know what I'm saying? After the claims that they had bombed the oil tanker, and then them saying that they had shot down the American drone. They say they ready for war. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know if the bombing of the oil tanker was a hoax or not. But they did own up to shooting down the drone, man, because they say the drone, came near their borders. So I mean, I don't know, man. You really can't blame them for that, for real, for real. But like I say, I ain't gonna read the whole article. I'm gonna get into a quick, few scriptures right quick. But like I say, I'm gonna leave a link in the description where you viewers, y'all can go back and read the whole article, man, because it's still a lot more you can read. But from here, I'm gonna get into a few quick scriptures because all of this is leading up to Bible prophecy, man. Like the guy said, the U.S. could possibly send 100,000 more troops to the Middle East, man. That's Bible prophecy, man. Where they're gonna be gathered into the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is you know the Valley of Yehoshaphat, the Valley of Decisions, man. Ultimately, this leading up to the Third World War, the end all be all of all wars, Then the Lord coming back, Yahushua Hamashiach, you know what I'm saying? He coming back during World War III, man. That's what the scriptures say. So first I'm gonna get into Micah chapter 2, verse 2. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And like right before Isaac died, man, he gave Esau that blessing that he was gonna rule over the whole earth, man. The fatness of the whole earth was gonna be his dwelling place, Salakia, and that he was gonna, rule by the sword, man. So that's basically, what these Edomites have been doing, this whole time, man. The American Edomites, man, they've been ruling over the whole earth, man, with their military, man, with this great and mighty military, because America got embassies that sit on all continents for real. And how many embassies, sit inside of America? Close to zero, man. Verse 2, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Just like they did us Israelites, man. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, you know, they stole our heritage from us, you know, and that's like they trying to build a border wall, man. They don't want to let, like, the Northern Kingdom, man, the so-called Mexicans, they don't want to let them into America, in which this is their land, man. South America, so-called North America, all this is Indian territory, man. All this land belonged to the Northern Kingdom, man. So I'm gonna read it again. And they covered fields and take them by violence. That's what happened, man, when they came here to so-called America, man. They took it by violence, man. They slaughtered Gad, man. The so-called Native Americans, man, and which are the tribal Gad. They slaughtered them, man. They took them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So from there, we'll go get Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And those are these prophecies, man. It says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And who is this, that they're saying, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him? That's these red Hebrew Edomites, man. They don't do nothing that the Lord say, man. They swear in their courts. They swear in on the Bible. And on the back of their money, it says, in God we trust, but they don't trust nothing from the Most High, man. It says, yeah. Also, because he transgressed by wine, meaning all the vain philosophies that America got to offer, man. They say, like when we used to pledge of allegiance, at school, pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. It says one nation under God, but this nation is, what God is it talking about, man? Because it's not talking about the Most High God, man. Because they not living by none of the laws that the Most High set, man. He say homosexuality and lesbianism is an abomination, man. They got all that running rampant, man. Just like in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. The Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, man, for all that homosexuality, man, and lesbianism, and gay pride and all that kind of stuff, man. Pride is an abomination to the Most High, man. It says he is a proud man, in which I just said, pride is an abomination, man, to the Most High. Neither keep it at home, because he's always invading other people's land, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations. Yeah, man. And heapeth unto him all people. And like when you come to America, man, this is like the melting pot, man. You got all different kinds of nationality, in America, man. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? Salaki. I'm going to read it again. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and a weight that shall vex thee? Yeah, man, because these people, man, they tired of getting their territories invaded, man, getting all their natural resources stolen and stuff like that, man. It says, shall not they rise up suddenly? And that's what you see going on now, man. All these nations, they rising up suddenly, man. Mainly because the prophets are back out on the highways and byways prophesying, man. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man, he sent his prophets back out, man. Before the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, destroyed, different kingdoms, man, he sent his prophets out to warn the people, man. And that's what you see going on now, man. So time is rapidly speeding up, man. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and a weight that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? That's not literal booties, man. That's just like, getting all the spoils and stuff like that. It said, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. It says, woe to him that coveted and evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. Yeah, man, because when you invade other indigenous sovereign people land, you know what I'm saying, and kill them and take their natural resources, man, it's a recompense for that, man. So basically, it says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. So basically, man, all this stuff gonna come back on so-called America, man. Pretty much, just to be honest, man. Everything is in the scriptures, man. The scriptures tell it all, man. So from there, I'm gonna let's get Revelations. Get Revelation 17. 1 through 2 right quick. It says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Like I said, man, America has American embassies on all continents, man. Like I say, man, how many embassies are within the United States of other nations? Close to zero. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And the wine only means fornication, man. Vain customs and deceit. The philosophies that America got to offer, man. They say, you can come to America and be free, man. Do as thou wilt. That ain't what the Most High say, though, man. The Most High got laws, statutes, and commandments that us Israelites have to live by, and if the other nations had lived by them too, man, the world would basically be a paradise, man. It says, so with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. All these different philosophies, man. So I'm gonna jump down to verse 15. It says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, because the beast is basically the system, man. It says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. The 10 horns are what they were called the European Union, which is the EU, but now it's the UN, the United Nations. Those are the 10 horns. It says, for the Most High have put in their hearts. Well, I'm going to read 16 again. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, meaning thermonuclear destruction, man, and burn her with fire. For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will. See, all this, man, leads back to the Most High, man. This is his moving, man. I don't care what kind of peace agreements, these nations try to come together and make, man. It's still going to be death and destruction, man. Because all have sinned against the Most High, man. And pretty much it's going to take, because see, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shah, man, to free his elect, man. The 144,000 and the rest of the innumerable multitude, man. The 1/3 is going to be saved from death and destruction, man. Those thermonuclear missiles, man. Our salvation are the chariots, man. These so-called UFOs is flying in the skies and they don't know what the heck they are, man. That's all strange. That's the strangeness of our salvation, man. It says, for the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, meaning America, man, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Because nobody has really been able to beat, America's military, man. America's military has been reigning for decades, man. So from there, I'm gonna get Zechariah 14 and 12. Let's get Zechariah 14 and 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. See, that's why death and destruction is coming to this place, man, because it take war to free a nation of people, man. So Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah is finna bring this war, man. He's finna return their recompense upon their own head, man. because they have slain the children of Israel, man, which are the saints, man. This land is defiled with the blood of the saints, man, the children of Israel. You Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, Seminole Indians, man. This land is defiled with all our blood, man. Us Israelites, man. You know, they shoot Negroes down in the street, unarmed black men, almost every day, man. You know, you got 72 police officers, you know, getting kicked off the force because they sending out racist tweets and stuff like that, man. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. And not that's not the place Jerusalem, it's the people Jerusalem, man. It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, man. What could do that, man? Thermonuclear destruction, man. These nuclear missiles, man, in which Iran is building up their uranium, man. Once they get it up to 90%, man, they can create a bomb, man. You heard what they said in the news clip, man. Once they get to 90%, man, that's capable of nuclear weaponry. So war is coming, man. You know, you Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man, it's time to wake up, man, and repent, man, and come back to our power, man, the Heavenly Father, so we could be saved from this coming destruction that's coming, man. Because it's going to be a lot of death and destruction coming to this place, man, by way of thermonuclear destruction. You know, the weapons of Yahweh's indignation. So, you know, with that being said, man, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.